So I want to give a bit of background information about the two main types of meditation that we have from the Buddhist, Theravada Buddhist point of view. This will help us understand other types of meditation techniques there are, and also to help us understand what exactly we are practicing during these 7 weeks. Because it's very easy for our practice to start to get derailed because we have certain habits of practicing something else, because we have the wrong idea about how to practice and we start doing something that is not in line with Vipassana or Satipatthana meditation. And this is why the Buddha gave this clear delineation. This is Samatha type of meditation and this is Vipassana type of meditation. So the two types are Samatha meditation and Vipassana meditation. So Samatha means calm abiding or tranquility meditation. So this is the broad category of any types of meditation which try to create states of calmly abiding with experience, calmly abiding with a certain thing like the breath or a mantra or a visualization, or calmly abiding with the feeling of space. This is Samatha type meditation. Samatha type meditation works with the faculty of samadhi. Samadhi means concentration or stability. I also like the translation stability. It's like the ability of your mind to stably stay wherever you choose. So we use concentration for everything in our lives. So we need to, when we are working on something on the computer, we are using concentration to try to stably and calmly be with our concentration object, which is our work and thoughts about the work and the subject matter. And we also have the type of samadhi that we use in meditation. So we sit still or we do walking meditation and we try to stably and calmly stay with the breath or visualize something or repeat a mantra, for example. This is samadhi, this is samatha meditation. Then we have Vipassana meditation. So Vipassana meditation means the meditation which primarily the goal is not to create calm or tranquil states. The goal is to create insight or wisdom. So any type of meditation where we are developing insight or wisdom into the true nature of our experience is Vipassana meditation. In the Theravada framework, we have different types of Vipassana meditation, and we're going to work with the noting technique, which is utilizing in real time labeling or making little mental notes of our experience about what's happening in our body and mind with the help of labels. So internally vocalizing, oh, right now sitting, right now thinking, right now hearing, right now seeing. These labels help us to develop the awareness of what's happening in body-mind. And the goal of this practice is to develop insight into the true nature of our experience, into the nature of body and mind and their interaction, and the characteristics of that interaction. So it doesn't matter what is the experience. Primarily, we work with Vipassana meditation to develop insight into every experience. So, importantly, sometimes this Vipassana practice brings up our shit. It brings up unpleasant states, states we usually avoid, states we usually go around by self-regulating, conditions we go around through distracting ourselves in life. And in Vipassana meditation, we sit with what's happening. So it's not necessarily about being peaceful. However, in the long run, this practice leads towards sustainable, unconditional happiness because we have developed our understanding, our deep intuitive wisdom of experience, so we don't react to it as strongly as we used to. we react less and less and less and less to it. So, to give a bit more detail about samatha meditation, so most of the time when people in general population thinks about meditation, they think about meditation as samatha meditation. They think about focusing on your breath or focusing on any object in your conscious experience and trying to not be distracted from that. So it could be something you look at, like a rock or a flame, and you try to look at it and really stably be with it. Every time your mind goes, you bring it back to just this. Or your breath. You focus on your breathing, in, out, rising, falling, and you try to just stay with that and let everything else melt away and become smaller until your whole experience just becomes the breath, until your whole experience becomes just the candle, just the visual, or just the mantra, and everything quietens down. There's more tranquility temporarily in the mind because of this state of concentration, because of the samadhi, the stability, the unification of mind. And the way we meditate in Vipassana is slightly different. There the primary focus is not on one object. There the primary focus is on awareness. So to create the awareness of what's happening in body and mind. And to illustrate this difference between awareness and concentration, I want to point out now, this is kind of like a little guided meditation, your visual field. So notice that you are seeing, and probably your point of focus is the screen which you are looking at. So samadhi would be how continually and closely and how much detail you can look at the screen and all the details that you perceive there in front, where your attention, where the center of your focus is. Awareness is more concerned with the fact that, look, around you there's other things in your visual field. So try to see a few objects around you without looking at them yet. So you might have a desk, you might, for me, I'm seeing a window here, I'm seeing cushions over there, the bed over there, I'm seeing some books there, I see a pillow over there. So this kind of peripheral awareness, you might also take both hands in your visual field and you can look left and right without turning your eyes at these two hands, your hands. So this is more the faculty of awareness that we have, the broader, more peripheral awareness that processes what's happening on the outside. So in Vipassana meditation, this is mainly, the trick is to balance this single-pointed focus with a broader awareness. And in Vipassana meditation, we use both these faculties, the faculty of concentration stably on something and the faculty of being broadly aware. So our noting practice is kind of like momentarily looking at something and giving it a label. So window, computer, ball, books, plant, light, phone, red socks, blue jeans, blue shirt, computer, phone. This is noting practice, the analogy of the visual field for our noting practice. And in Vipassana meditation, we do this same exercise but with the experience of our body and the experience of our mind. The body and mind is a simplification of the four foundations, but the essence is in body and mind. What's happening in my body and mind right now? I feel sitting. I hear. I see the blackness of my visual field. I feel my fingers touching. This is the essence of the noting technique. So we are both using our concentration object, which is, in the case of sitting meditation, the rising, falling at the belly. It's kind of like the phone, like the thing to keep returning back to we can call it like re-establishing some concentration, sharpening up our attention with our concentration object, and a place to always settle back if we feel nothing else is going on. But the meditation includes our entire experience of body and mind. So Vipassana meditation is the awareness of body and mind at the present moment. We also use concentration in this type of meditation, but the type of concentration in the noting technique is called momentary concentration. So rather than focusing over time intensely on something, you just focus momentarily on something, like giving it full attention, whatever it is you're experiencing, but just momentarily for the duration of one label, one note, and then moving to the next thing. And over time, this develops a much clearer picture of what's happening in our entire experience. Just like in your visual field, if you keep scanning and looking at everything, you will build up a very clear picture of what's happening moment by moment in your experience, in your visual experience. If you focus too much on just one thing, you will forget everything else that's happening. And that's not the idea. So, in the previous video I mentioned these two words that the Buddha keeps repeating in the Satipatthana, so they are very important. The word of diligently. So we have to practice with diligence, with curiosity about what's really happening in body-mind. It's not checking out of experience. It's not about trying to be peaceful. It's about keep bringing curiosity to what's happening right now. What's happening right now is not what we think, is what we're experiencing. So that's why we have this prompt, what now? What now? What's happening? What is this? To keep checking in. The second ingredient is clearly knowing. So clearly knowing is to not just know it at a superficial level, but to know it intimately, deeply, to directly experience what's happening. Your feeling of sitting, you can just know it very briefly, or you can really know it intimately. And to also know what is body and what is mind. So there's the sensation of the body, and there's the image in my mind about the body. There's the sensation of hearing, and there's the image of what is being heard and where it is. We will go more into that in the second week. And the third ingredient with mindfulness is not to think about experience, is not to dream about what I'm experiencing. Yes, I'm sitting here, I'm meditating so well, it's peaceful. No, it's to know directly in our awareness, and with the help of concentration, to directly experience the phenomena at a sensory level. These three ingredients: diligently, clearly knowing, and with mindfulness. So we start the practice this week. You have the noting technique with labels. The labels are there to help you to stay consistently aware moment by moment. If you stop labeling, probably means you stop being aware. It's possible to be aware without using the labels, but we're going to use the labels for now to develop a clear awareness, to be accountable to ourselves. Sometimes the labels seem clunky, sometimes the labels seem extra, but they are very good aid. They are like the driving wheels on the bike. When kids learn to ride the bike, they have these little training wheels. The labels are like this, so they're very good for keeping us on track, because before we know it, we can start falling. So keep labeling your experience. If nothing else happens, rest on your focus object, the breath or the feeling of walking step by step. And so on, we cultivate the faculties of samadhi, of stability, and of awareness, of sati, of clear awareness of our body and our mind. Good luck with the practice this week.